I've mentioned earlier that I've got interested in art through getting to know a personality of a painter and then relating this to the art. Is there such a figure for you as well? I mean, an artist that you mainly admire for their personality, and where this aspect of their character led you to better acknowledge their art?
Well, it's interesting because this can change from one day to the next, really.
Yeah.
And I just happened to see an exhibition in New York focusing on the artist Sonia Delaunay from the early 20th century. And I knew about her, I've taught her, but I had no idea that she was such a huge figure in her time. I mean, for one thing, she's married to another highly successful painter, Robert Delaunay, and the history of art tends to focus more on him than on her. But the thing that's so interesting about her, and has always been most interesting about her for me, is that she took her painting or her artistic vision, which sort of started out in fabric design.
Okay.
So she made this quilt for her and Robert's son that looks very much like the paintings that she and Robert made in the early 20th century. And then she started making fashion dresses and hats and everything that looked like, and if you know this work, it sort of grows out of cubism, but it's called orphism. It's very colorful.
Yeah.
Right? So you imagine wearing these like dresses in the teens and 20s that have these huge, squares and ornaments and everything. And then, she also like put these designs on cars and on, kitchenware, plates and things. And she had this amazing life where she was born in the Ukraine. She was Jewish. She left, as many people did, I think of Kandinsky leaving, and she went to Germany. But I didn't know, and then she went to Paris, and I didn't know that she also, because of the world wars and being a Jew, she had to leave Paris, and she went to Spain. So here's somebody who lived in 5 different countries, spoke 5 different languages, and made work. There's a very famous, I love that she collaborated with people. So she had her own fashion houses. And I knew that she had one in France, but I had no idea she had one in Spain. And that she was like working. I saw this interview with her, like well into her 80s, she was working.
Wow.
And she was so alive and, survived her husband's death by many years. And I think, if I'm not misremembering, was being interviewed by her son. And I just thought, wow, I mean, even an art historian who's interested in women artists didn't fully know about Sonia Delaunay. And, so that was completely fascinating to me, that she had this ginormous career. Like it didn't end in the 20s, right? When the two of them are sort of making their big mark, right?
Wow. Very entrepreneurial and advanced approach for the time.
Yes. I mean, interesting to you, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And finding women entrepreneurs and women who are great in business, you know, is an interesting phenomenon in the art world. It's, you know, artists, men as well as women, are notorious. Many of them are notoriously bad at marketing.